So welcome to my under $25 IEM comparison video. Obviously in the time that we live in, everything's really expensive. So I wanted to do a budget focused kind of comparison. And yeah, obviously there's a lot of models out there. I either don't have them anymore or there's like quality control problems. For example, the Moondrop Chew 2 with the condensation where it starts to oxidize. That's not in this video. All these, as far as I know, have no issues, and mine have no issues, basically. So yeah, the target of this is under $25. So these tend to be 20 to 25. There's also none of these are hybrids. They're all dynamic driver models. Again, cheap hybrids I typically try and avoid because they use cheap BAs. Cheap BAs aren't very good. So yeah, obviously you probably recognise this, but left to right. Ziigaat Nuo, 7Hz, Celest 02, Kinera Celest Wyvern, I think. Mine's the non-pro. The Simgot EW100P, and obviously the Tangzu Wan'er, if that's how you say it. And yeah, so left to right. So Ziigaat Nuo, a company that came basically out of nowhere. These are meant to be an OEM. Again, I never really heard of them. So every time I get to one, I talk about the sound, I'll quickly put the graph up. If you know more about like comfort, fit cables, the tips, all that stuff, please, I will link the videos each in the description, and I'll go more in depth per product. This is just more about sound really, or my opinions of it. So yeah, sound, so Ziigaat Nuo, again, single dynamic drive per side, put the graph up now. Channel matching is pretty good. A lot of these IEMs in this video have similar targets, but anyway, this one is, again, you can see it's upper mid-range, lower treble kind of focused. Quite a detailed set, sounds high quality, if you know what I mean, when I first used it. Decent enough tuning, has enough low end, it's not a bass monster and nothing like that. Pleasant tuning, it counts as a negative for me, I prefer a slightly smoother lower treble. But the dynamic driver they use seems to have high quality. Technical performance is all really quite good. Overall, a decent set. Seems to be built quite well. Well, sheer build quality, I don't think I've really heard many issues with it. It seems to take a lot of abuse as well, like, you know, day-to-day use. And yeah, so there's the tuning. I think it's pretty good. So low end has enough elevation. I probably prefer more sub bass, but that's what it is. Mid range is a little scooped, but it's forward in the right places. So vocals are pretty good for male and female. There's enough detail there. It's transparent enough. Yeah, so low treble is again elevated. I prefer slightly less. That's my preference. But yeah, on the whole, has enough extension. The 8K bits obviously from the coupler. But yeah, detailed enough, not a bad set. That's why it's in this video basically. Yes, so there's number one. So 7Hz Sound Note 02. This is, I think Crinacle was involved with the tuning, allegedly, but anyway, I haven't included the number one, the 01, the original, because I think this is tuned better. I think a few folks prefer the original because it's got better technicalities, but you know, I think this is the better tuning in my opinion, so that's why it's here. Anyway, I'll put the video up now so you can have a look. Well, the graph, that's what I mean. Yeah, pretty good channel matching. Now, compared to the original, you can also click in the squig link to compare, but the 01 has less low end and more upper mid-range and lower treble. And this has more bass. The 02 has more bass and less upper mid-range and lower treble. I think this is tuned better, in my opinion, for what I want. Again, bassy set. It's fairly smooth sounding. Yeah, electronic music works pretty good. Mid-range, again, is pretty solid on this set. It's, again, elevated in the right places. The vocals sound pretty good, male and female. They both got good body. I like on this one, the low upper mid-range low treble is a little bit smoother. So like the gain region, the ear gain region, I think it's again pretty good. 8Ks again from the coupler. it has enough treble, I think. Again, I prefer slightly less, but that's my preference. Again, these are all Tri-Fi products, and I prefer the upper mid-range, lower treble gain region to be elevated. I don't, but that's just me. Again, another one, to be honest, is quite a safe tuning overall. Treble, again, is extended enough. Detailed, it sounds good, it sounds high quality. I prefer the 02 over the 01. Again, please check my links if you want to know more information. But yeah, overall, quite a good set. I just wish they picked a different shape, really. Yeah, number 3. So the Kinera Celest Wyverns. Quite a large shell, but I was using these earlier today, and it doesn't really make that much difference, in my opinion. Again, I think there's another LCP driver, which is similar to the Nuos. And yeah, I'll put the graph up now. So this one's a bit different to the others. So this has more kind of upper mid-range, lower treble, and less low end than, like, say, like the 02. I personally prefer the 02 tuning. It has more what I want, which is more bass and less lower treble, but this has more. So this is the perception of more detail. So for electronic music, you can still use this. Again, you can always EQ if you want to. This one seems to isolate really, really well. So maybe good for stage use and monitoring use to block out outside sounds. But yeah, this is less what I prefer. But it still sounds like a high quality DD that they've used. I'm quite happy with the tuning. It just depends if you do like that lower treble boost. Again, like I said a million times, I prefer less lower treble. This one is more mid forward as well than the 02. So vocals are more forward, and whatever instruments, whatever the music you listen to, seems to be more forward on this set compared to the 02. Again, decent overall tuning, and mine is the non-pro version, so it doesn't have that kind of big mic people use for gaming, you know, the long one that goes to your mouth. Mine is the normal inline mic, so just bear that in mind. And yet overall's a decent set. Again, it's a bit soft on the low end than I prefer, and that's it. So number 4, the Simgot EW100Ps. Quite small compared to the other ones. And yeah, I'll put the graph up now so you can have a look. So this has what Simgot normally has on all their items, which is always like an upper mid-range, lower treble emphasis. This has it as well. This seems to lack a little bit of extension for me, but there's them big spikes. This is, I think, one of the cheapest Simgot models, I think, from memory. Again, decent enough set. I didn't find the comfort, I don't think, on this one that great. It's again more kind of like the Wyvern. It's a less bass, more upper mid-range, lower treble presentation, if that's for you. Not my cup of tea. Yeah, this one probably has an extension issue, but again, this is a cheap one, I think. I think this might be the cheapest of all of them. Overall, again, a quality DD they've used. Obviously not as good as the EW200, but it's a pretty good set. But yeah, overall pretty good. Again, not ultimately my tuning, like I've said before. I prefer more low end. Again, it's definitely a softer, brighter tuning. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This is, again, a bit too much trouble for what I prefer, but that's just my opinion. Put that back. Now everybody knows the Tangzu Wan'er. Now there's a green version of these, and that looks really, really good. So I'll just put this one up now. You can see the magnets is doing what they want. Now Tangzu Wan'er again has enough low end. It has an upper. Again, it's got the ear gain and the lower treble. Again, it's another high quality set. I prefer, again, if you could just take that, you know, the 2K to 3K, just slightly smooth it off. This would be a fantastic set in my opinion, but again, EQ if you want to. Again, this has enough bass, it's not a bass monster. It has enough there, good detailed overall safe set. slightly on the bright side, slightly, as enough extension really on the treble. Again, the treble sounds pretty good. To be honest, all of these models in this video are good sets. And that's all I can say really. Again, save good overall set. Hard to beat, and that's why this is still for sale. Put that back. So yeah, all these are good models. That's why they're still here. That's why I've still got them. Again, I think probably my favourite might be the Z02s from what I want. Again, I'd wish that would be in a different kind of shell design really. And yeah, all very competent. Some of these are very similar driver types like LCP, LCP. I can't remember what's in these three here. 1, 2, 3. Good safe bets. Now the only thing that ultimately matters to me more is the comfort and the fit. See that these are massive in comparison to something like this. So it's obviously just please check each video. But yeah, I thought I'd do this video just to share it out. Obviously $25 models. Again, what you need for the expensive times that we live in. Obviously I've done a few videos like this before, like the 50 and up, but I thought I'd do more mid-range, more affordable, sorry, not mid-range, but more affordable items like we have here. And I think that's pretty much it. I'm not much. If you want to ask me anything else, please do let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Take care, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. I don't know what's coming up yet, but there should be interesting items in the pipeline. And yeah, see you in the next video.